Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Journey of an Average Gamer, Missed Edition. In this fifth episode, we're going to be doing the Selenetic Age. So this is a little bit longer than the previous age, but it's not too complicated. So I'm going to basically be walking you through everything. Now, there's going to come a point in time where we're going to need to get a missable achievement, and that's for not making any wrong turns. It's called the Never Lost achievement, and that harkens back to the directional uh, sounds, which is north is clink, east is the exhaust sound, south is the cowbell sound, and west is the spin sound. So when we get to that point, I'll put a little diagram up just as a reminder. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the fifth episode. All right, guys, so we're back in the beginning, and we're going to go into the spaceship so we can actually arrive at the Selenetic Age. Okay, so now we arrived at the Selenetic Age. Now, if you have a pen and paper, you're going to need a pen and paper when we get to a certain point, once we finish getting all our sounds. So the first thing we're going to do is, that's going to be the radio tower right there. So we're going to go straight to the left and get our first sound, which is going to be the water. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that blue page, and then you're going to press the button to activate the water dropper. So as you can see, that water is being picked up by that microphone and it's being carried to the middle of that receiver in the middle of the map. Now we're going to turn around and go to the next one. We're going to go up the stairs, and this one is going to be for lava rumbling. So that's the lava down there that the sound is picking up, and again, it's being broadcast to that receiver. So right here is the next one. That's going to be the broken clock. So now it's picking up the broken clock sound. Now this next one is going to be the energy crystal. So go ahead and pick up that red page and press for the energy crystal. So if you're actually listening and you have a good pair of headphones, you can actually hear the sounds of everything that we're picking up. Now, having a good pair of headphones comes great when we go to the receiver. Now, this last one is going to be for the wind blowing. So go ahead and hit that button and activate the wind blowing. And what we're going to do is turn around and go down these steps. And this is going to lead us to the receiver in the middle. Now next, what we're going to do is go up the stairs, and we're going to open up the panel. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to select each one of these icons. But what we're going to do is we're going to highlight one icon and use the directional pad, the left to right, to actually look for that sound. So right now we're on the flowing water. What we want to do is find flowing water. Now what we want to do is we want to isolate the sound so that way we hear nothing but flowing water and no static whatsoever. So as you're gonna see, I'm going to actually double back to make sure that there isn't any static in any of those control settings, just to be on the safe side. So as you can see, I'm scrolling through, you hear all the different sounds. We're basically matching up water for water, lava for lava, broken clock for broken clock, crystal for crystal, and wind for wind. Okay, so I've isolated that, but I'm gonna go back and clean that one up because I can hear just a little bit of static in the background of that. And the lava was right by the water. I've got a good pair of turtle features, so you can hear into the future with these things. So that's the lava, and you can hear that you hear nothing but lava isolated with no static in the background. Yeah, these are the S600 Gen 2s. I got the white ones because, everybody has the black ones. I've got always black turtle features, but decided, you know what, I'm going to go with the white one. So now we're going to be looking for the broken clock. Now once we finish getting all these sounds and isolating sounds, we're going to hit the sigma down in the middle button. Now what that sigma is going to do is, once we press that sigma, it's going to play, it's going to play, but it's going to also display each color of the 5 sounds that's up top. So this is where your pen and paper is going to make a difference, because you're going to want to write down the order in which the sigma tells you that it appears on the sigma. Now, if you fail to write it down or you miss one, you can always hit the sigma again and it will absolutely show you the order again. And it's important because we're going to have to input that order to get into the next passageway. So I got my paper handy dandy. Still making sure I'm lining up with that energy crystal. Yeah, got a good energy crystal sound right there. So now it's time for the wind blowing. That nice wind with no static. So feel free to double check to make sure you don't have any static. Everything is nice and clear. And once you're done, you can go ahead and hit that sigma key down bottom and write down the order in which it shows up. So for me, when I hit the sigma, I'm going to get crystal, I'm going to get lava, I'm going to get the broken clock, I'm going to get the wind blowing, and then I'm going to get the flowing water. Now, if you didn't write it down, it's going to be different for you. Go ahead, press the sigma again, like I'm going to do, to double check and make sure everything is correct. So crystal, lava, broken clock, wind, and falling water. So now that I actually written down each of the 5 sounds in that order that the sigma showed me, I'm going to go back down the ladder and go back to the main part of the actual island. Now this is going to be the bunker in which we need to input the sounds into in order to open up this door. So as you can see, where you see the rectangle red button, there's 5 of them. So from left to right, we're gonna have to input one at a time each sound in the order that the display panel showed us when we hit the Sigma. So for me, it's going to be crystal, lava. So what you do is you hit the button and you rotate the dial in order to isolate the sound. So I got the ethereal crystal. That's gonna be the first one. Now I'm gonna hit the second button. Now I'm gonna isolate the lava. Which that's the lava right there, but I just wanted to be on the safe side. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the third button. For me, it's the broken clock. Okay, that's the broken clock. Now I'm gonna go to the fourth triangle. And I'm going to input the wind. So it's already on blowing wind. But it's all good to double check. Because if it doesn't work, the door is not gonna open. So I've isolated the blowing wind. Now I'm going to hit the fifth button and I'm gonna input the falling water. Now once I input this last button, then you're gonna hit that red circle button and that's gonna open up the door for you. We're actually going to go into this little spaceship, and this is where the directional comes back into play. So once we get in the spaceship, I'm going to give you guys a little diagram. I'm going to just type it out here for the north, south, east, and west, so that way you guys know what the directions are. And also sometimes too, they'll put together 2 sounds, so like northeast and southwest. So again, if you remember which direction is which, you're going to be okay. Now, when it comes to this game, to get this achievement for the Never Lost, you're going to have to do this without making a mistake. So what you're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and save, so that way if I screw up, I can reload the save point and I'm going to be okay. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna close the door and we're going to go to the panel. Now, again, when you're at this panel, the left stick that we're focusing on now is to go forward and backwards. Now, you don't want to go backwards because that means that you made a mistake, and we don't want to do that because we're going to try to do this one time down. Now, this button, left and right, is going to be what switches between the directions, and this button right here in the middle is going to tell you the sound. So every once in a while, before you actually push that left lever, you want to hit that button and make sure that you got the appropriate sound. So remember, north is going to be the clink, east is going to be the exhaust, south is the cowbell, and is the west. So when you're ready, go ahead and press forward on the left stick like I just did, and we're ready to roll. Now this is what's going to get started, so you can't get the sound until you actually start the puzzle off with that forward on the left stick. Now it's going to be a couple of puzzles. So when you get to the point, you're going to hear whatever sound. Now we hear the clink, so I have to go north. Okay, we had the spin sound, so that means I'm gonna have to go west. So I'm gonna rotate this so that way I'm gonna keep rotating it until it says west. And just to double check, I'm gonna hit that sound to make sure everything is the way it is, and then I'm gonna press forward on the stick. So we're always gonna go forward, never backward. So there's gonna be quite a few of these directional puzzles to get out of this maze. But once we do that, we're home free. Got our 2 pages, so we're just trying to get out of here with as many achievements as possible. Link, so that means we need to go north. All right. Okay, we have the exhaust, so that means we need to go east. So we're gonna move this over until it shows us east. Double check the sound, make sure everything lines up, and then we're gonna move forward. Okay, cowbell. Cowbell is going to be the south. And this is a puzzle we should already be familiar with. All right. We got that spin again, so that's going to be west. And again, if you're playing randomized mode, what you see me do is not going to be what you do. So just bear with me and just make sure that you have your directional scheme down pat. Me right now, I got sticky notes everywhere. I'm like the Post-its king. So I'm just looking at my notes, my sticky notes. When I'm done with them, let's go. So this is going to be a dual sound. So we had the cowbell and we had the spin. So that means we need to go southwest. So you'll get a couple of those dual spins. Sometimes you might get 2, sometimes you might get 3. You won't get many of them, but I'm hoping you don't get many of them. You should get about maybe 2. That clink sound and spin, so that's going to be northwest. there. We're gonna get there. Thankfully, this part of the game is a bit repetitive until we finish it. So, okay, you can't argue with simplicity. Northwest, go ahead and you hear that clink in that exhaust, so you know it's gonna be northeast. That's gonna be north. When I hold down the trigger and right hand pause it. They got very bad sense of instruction. Yeah, I think that's what it tells you. Kinda got a trial and error. Okay, so we got the cowbell and the exhaust. So that's gonna be southeast. Okay, that's southeast. We're gonna go forward, and that's going to be it for our journey. We're gonna go ahead and get our achievement, but never lost. We really didn't have to do it after all. But if you do, there's no shame in it. That's why we say. All right, so now we're gonna disembark our minecart ride. We're gonna hit the button to open up the door. Make sure you proceed outside the main corridor, and I hope you had a good stay in the Selenetic Age. Go ahead, activate that book, and it's gonna take you right back to the beginning. And that's Selenetic Age done. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you stay in tune for the next video and enjoy your night.